I'm starting. Hey, what's going on, everybody? We are live. I'm here with my buddy Dave. Dave, what's going on?
Yo, brother, Jonathan, I'm good, man. Good to see you. Hope everything's well with you.
Good, good. Hey, so today I want to talk about a little bit of the power of unplugging and then getting right back into structure, routine, or whatever you need to do to drive your business forward. Sorry, guys, I'm having technical issues here. Um, and the reason I'm bringing this up is, well, I just got back from vacation. I was away for a week in Aruba with my friends and family, which were amazing, amazing. I wish I stayed another week, to be honest with you. Um, Here's the other thing, man. Like I think, well, I'll get to that in a little bit, but I feel rested. Feel recharged, and now it's going back into my normal routine and my normal schedule. In addition to that, my kids are going back to school, right? So it's how do you get them and everybody to shift back into that routine, right? Getting up, waking up, working out, doing chores, and then heading to school. Okay, because that's not easy either, right? They just were off all summer. They just spent a week in a different country. So how do you get everyone back, right? And that's kind of what we're going through, Dave. Is that, and it's discipline, right?
Mhm.
Teaching the kids do the hard stuff first. That is a very very hard lesson, but it's something that once you learn it and once you adapt to it, you use that through with anything and it makes your life much easier. Always approach the hard shit first. You build up that win and then you go for the second, the third, the fourth, the fifth. So that is what I have been focusing on exclusively with the kids and my team, getting everyone back into the swing of things after being out for so long. Dave, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, man. I mean, spot on with that. I went through the same thing when about 2 months ago when we went to the Outer Banks. It's actually one of the hardest things to do to unplug when you're so used to doing something every day,
Mm-hmm.
day in and out. Becomes part of who you are, and then jumping back into it. I think that's one of the reasons why you don't unplug is to keep that consistency. Hey, we're on vacation, but I have to do this and this every day, right? I don't want to unplug. This year for me, it was the first time I did it, and then coming back into it, that's a big shift too. And you talk about discipline, doing the hard stuff first. On our meeting, we were talking about before getting on here, it's, besides doing that hard stuff, get back into creating a task, simple list, power list or any list. Get those 5 critical things down every day and create that momentum again. Get that mind shift back into, hey, we're here, we're getting back in the groove, we're getting started again. Like you said, your kids are getting ready to go back in school. Mine are getting ready to go back. I have a shift right now. My wife's going in for in service on really odd days until they go back to school. My son's with me, right? So you have to adapt with that, get disciplined, get a little uncomfortable, and start plugging those pieces back in.
Yeah, that's the truth.
Mm-hmm.
That is the truth. Well, here's what I would say is like for us, whenever I need a shot of it, right? Whenever I need to do something different, or if I need to up my game, what do I do? I do 75 hard. So
Mm-hmm.
anyone that's listening, I'm inviting you guys. I'm going to be doing 75 hard starting tomorrow again. I was going to do phase one, but I'd rather just do the whole thing over. You know, get that heavy lift in. Um, how do you get them back into a routine? Right? It's sheer force. I'll tell you this: it took me longer to actually disconnect and unplug on this trip. It took me a good 2 to 3 days before I felt like I was on vacation. I was actually relaxing. And I guess it does matter when you travel how many kids you have, right, and how big of a group you're with, because traveling with 3 kids is a lot different than traveling with 2 kids. You know,
Especially being a baby.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So having a 10-year-old who just turned 10 on the trip, a 6-year-old, and a newborn is a lot. So yeah, that's probably why it took me 3 days to settle in and settle down a little bit. But other than that, all good. All good, guys. All right, so let's What else you got on this, Dave?
75 hard, man. Like, going back to discipline, that is the perfect thing. I'm on day 43 right now. Kind of similar to where you're going. I was going to do phase one, and I said, you know what, I need the longevity out of it. I don't want 30 days, even though it's a hard 30 days. I want the 75, and I could do phase one, was it probably September 15th, right? And dive into that. I think there's a strategy with that sometimes, because 75 hard, it builds you, it gets you into this groove. When you've done it for as many years as we've done it, I don't know how many years exactly you've done it. I've been, through Live Hard and 75 Hard for 3.5 years. So for me, it gets more structure to my day. And I also start learning more things about myself every single time, or tweaking something too. It's putting that intentionality with it, and I think when you do come back from unplugging, if you're intentional about getting back into that groove to where you were and to move that momentum forward, that's really the key word. That's the biggest word you've learned through 75 hard, and getting back in that groove is intentionality.
Yeah. Well, it's also figuring out like your time and your structure, right? Like 75 hard, when you're doing it, you literally sit there and think about the next day or 2 days, especially if it's a travel day.
Right.
Right. And so then you're coming up with all the reasons and everything that you need to do. And you're just trying to make it happen no matter what. As opposed to when you're not on the program, you'll find excuses why it doesn't need to happen now. Right. That's really the difference. Is one, you're finding a way to do it no matter what. The other way, you're finding a way to avoid it no matter what. And, being on that one side of that equation, you get a lot more done. You're a lot happier, a lot less stressed. I choose that.
Yeah, 100%. Usually the only reason you do get stressed is because there's something you're supposed to be doing and you're putting it off. It always happens that way with that. It's, man, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. And you start thinking too much.
Correct. But high achievers or super fucking high achievers will take that to a different level.
Yep.
And they will let little things, and I mean little things that really don't make a difference, be that point of contention, or be that thing that causes the argument or causes something. Like, it happens. Anyway, guys, listen, Dave, did you have anything else?
Nah, man, I'm good, brother.
Right. Guys, we'll catch you on Financial Fitness Friday. I will have a predetermined topic that I think is going to excite a lot of people. All right. Catch you guys later.
Be great, y'all.